Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to our YouTube channel Bhakti Status and IQ Test. Here you will find interesting and informative videos including technical topics, knowledge, IQ test and much more. So stay connected with us, enjoy our videos and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.
Is lathe. Invented by Henry Moseley, the lathe is a machine tool on which surface of revolution can be produced. The main function of a lathe is to remove metal from a job and is to give required shape and size. The job is securely
Principle of lathe machine.
The workpiece is held on the machine and rotate in its own axis. Next, in this way the workpiece moves against the cutting edge of the turning tool fixed on the machine, and material is to cut from the workpiece in the form of chips. This process is called turning. Various operations are possible based on the shape of the tool and its different types of movement, and its specifications are as the length of the bed, maximum distance between the centers, sweep and swing of the lathe, maximum diameter of the headstock, maximum height of the center from the lathe bed, lathe speed of the lathe spindle, speed of horsepower of the motor, pitch of the thread that can be cut.
Now we are going to study about the part of the lathe machine.
First is headstock. In it, spindle, spindle, then chuck, then workpiece. And the next point is gearbox, which changes spindle speed, and it is also known as the brain of the machine, and various types of levers switches attached to the headstock. One lever is for controlling forward and another for reverse measurement of the chuck. One lever for controlling right hand of the thread cutting and one lever for controlling left hand of the thread cutting. Coolant on off and machine on off switches are also attached in the headstock. And next part is carriage. In carriage, firstly tool post and then tool holder and then tool. And next point is compound rest is used for taper turning, and cross slide and saddle and apron. And apron is used for automatic feed and carriage movement. Next part is our bed. Headstock at one end and tailstock at another end. And next part is chuck. It is the job handling device. It can be hold round and square, both types of job. It is attached with the spindle of the headstock. It is a device rotating of the job and holding a job in a lathe. It can be rotated low speed, medium speed and high speed. Speed is controlled by the gearbox in the headstock. Chuck can be rotate forward and reverse both direction. Job is fixed in the chuck with the help of the chuck key. Normally 3-jaw chuck or 4-jaw chuck is used for hold square type of job. And next part is carriage. It is the middle portion of the lathe machine. It comprises of apron, cross slide, saddle, compound rest and tool post and then tool holder. It is mounted on the outer guide base of the lathe bed. It can be moved in the direction parallel to the spindle axis. It is the lowest part of the carriage.
Saddle lies
above the apron. Cross slide lies above the saddle. Cross slide travels at right angle to the spindle axis. Compound rest lies above the cross slide. Compound rest can travel parallel to spindle axis. Tool post lies above the compound rest. The tool post angle can change for taper turning operations. Tool holder is mounted on the tool post. Tool holder hold the cutting tool. Hand transversing wheel is attached with the carriage for movement. Apron is like covering the carriage. All the controlling parts are in apron. Saddle is attached with the bed guideways, and it is also used for thread cutting. Lead screw is used to provide feed. Gear mechanism is used for power to rock, and pinion mechanism is used in lathe machine to convert rotatory motion into linear motion. One lever is attached to carriage so that carriage connect with lead screw for automatic feed, also used for thread cutting. This lever is used. This lever is also known as half nut screw cutting edge. Tailstock at the one extreme end of the bed. It can move in the direction parallel to the spindle axis. It can support long workpiece. It can hold drills. It can work as job supporter or tool holder. And next part is bed. Bed is just like the foundation of lathe machine. All the parts lies on the bed. One of the left end headstock of the lathe machine is located, while right end tailstock is located. Carriage and tailstock can slide over bed with the help of guideways. The guideways may be flat or inverted V-shaped. As bed faces maximum vibration of the machine so that it is made up of cast iron. CI stand for cast iron because cast iron have vibration absorption capacity. Cast iron have high pressure string bed mounted on legs of the lathe. Legs are attached with the ground with the help of nut and bolts so that it cannot move. Also remember, it is a top view of the lathe machine. It is consist of prime mover, motor, gearbox, carriage, lead screw. Accessories. There are some lathe accessories provided by the lathe manufacturer which support the lathe operation. It is tool or job holding device. Types of chuck in lathe machine. First is 3-jaw chuck. It can be hold round shaped job, also known as universal chuck, which when chuck key is turned, all the job moves equal distance at same time. Best for circular and hexagonal cross section, also known as half centered chuck. And next is 4-jaw chuck. More gripping power than 3-jaw chuck, all the 4 jaws can move independently. With the help of chuck key, a square shaped job can be held. Heavy job can be easily holded. And third is magnetic chuck. It is used for fragile and costly material, and it is used for ferrous material. No clamping is required in this chuck. And fourth is collet chuck. It can hold both workpiece and tool. It is a diagram of collet chuck. Face plate. It is also a job holding device like chuck. We can move any irregular shape workpiece like chuck. It can hold any regular shape of workpiece. It possesses the radial plane T slot for holding jobs by bolt clamps. It is circular disc bored out and threaded to fit the lathe spindle. Many clamps are used to hold the job. And next is angle plate. It is also known as the job holding device. A centric job is worked with the angle plate. It is used along with the face plate. It have two faces which are right angle each other. Hooks and slots are provided on both the faces so that it may clamped on the jaw and it can hold the job or workpiece on the other face of the bolt. Next our topic is types of lathe. First, speed lathe, simplest lathe machine in construction and operation. It has no gearbox, lead screw, carriage and feed shaft. Since there is no carriage, so that tool is mounted on the adjustable slide, it can feed into the work by hand control. Headstock construction is very simple. A spindle is directly connected with the motor, so a spindle rotates with the single speed and high speed. Operates in less depth of cut, light forces and high speed, and its applications were least counting forces is required. And next is engine lathe or central lathe. It is the most widely used machine and it is driven by the gear mechanism. The term engine associated with the lathe due to the fact very early days of development it was drawn by the steam engine. Compared to the speed lathe, its headstock is much more robust in construction and contain additional mechanism by driving the lathe spindle at multiple speeds. Unlike the speed lathe, the engine lathe can feed the turning to both cross and longitudinal direction. Unlike speed lathe, here carriage, feed rod, lead screw is also present. It is used in workshop and many industries. Bench lathe. Bench lathe, it is a small in size, normally used for hobby purpose and laboratory. Used for very small and precision work. Performs almost all the operation that is performed by the lathe engine. Only difference is being small in size. Machine is mounted on the bench. And next type of lathe is tool room lathe. It has similar features to the engine lathe, but it is much more accurately built.
Accuracy is very high. It provided wide range of spindle speed ranging from a very low to a quite high speed up to 2500 rpm. It is costlier than engine lathe. This lathe is mainly used for high accuracy and precision. Simple purpose lathe. This lathe machine is constructed for special purpose for jobs which cannot be accommodated or conventionally machined on the standard lathe. Used for special operations such as drilling, grinding, rimming. It is a custom tailored lathe machine to suit particular need. It is mostly used for heavy duty jobs. And last type of lathe is automatic lathe. All the work and job handling movement of any process is done automatically. Change of tool and feed is also automatic. Operates in high speed. Used for mass production. One operator can operate many automatic lathe. It is one of the most important difference, so also remember it. That is center lathe, capstan and turret. Difference: center lathe, it is used for low production, tailstock is used, and it is used for medium production, hexagonal turret used in place of tailstock. And next, tool changing time is more. One tool can be fitted in the tailstock. Tool changing time is less. 6 tool can be fitted in the hexagonal turret. All the operation is manual. It is semi automatic machine. Production time is more, production of time is less. Next type of lathe is turret lathe. It is a saddle type lathe machine. Is hexagonal turret is mounted on the saddle can move whole bed. Auto feed can be given to the hexagonal turret with saddle. Headstock and carriage is similar to engine lathe, but tailstock of engine lathe is replaced by the hexagonal turret and saddle mechanism. It is heavy in weight and used for heavy cut, used for heavy long workpiece. It is a diagram. And next type of lathe is capstan lathe machine. It is a ram type lathe machine. Hexagonal turret is mounted on the ram and ram is mounted on the saddle. Used for a small workpiece. It is a lightweight, used for small diameter workpiece. Tailstock of engine lathe is replaced with hexagonal turret, ram, saddle mechanism. Its part is headstock, bed, hexagonal turret, ram slide, cross slide with tool post, and its diagram is. Next topic is cutting parameter. Cutting speed is defined by the formula. And next, feed. The distance covered in one revolution by the movement applied to a tool along the workpiece is called feed. It applied revolutions are expressed in mm. The distance traveled by the cutting tool each time it passes a fixed position on the surface of the workpiece is called. Two types of feed: longitudinal feed and transverse feed. And next topic is our operations performed in lathe machine. So first operation is straight turning and plane turning. Plane turning operation produces a cylindrical shape of a workpiece with constant diameter throughout, and its diagram as shown. Taper turning produces a cylindrical shape that gradually decreases in diameter from one end to another. Its diagram as shown, and its formula is d minus small d upon 2l. And next, step turning. Step turning produces a cylindrical shape with different dia along the length of a workpiece. And next, eccentric turning. Here is the axis of rotation and geometric axis of the workpiece aren't aligned. For eccentric turning, forge or chuck is used. And threading. It produces required form of thread on the internal and external cylindrical surface. And next, parting off. Parting off or cutting off is the operation of cutting away a desired length of a workpiece, dividing the workpiece into two parts. Its main function is to divide the object into two parts. It is used. Knurling. The process produces gripping on the outer layer of the workpiece is known as knurling. It's completed. Thank you for watching our video, and if you like it, Please like, share and subscribe to my channel.